this is going to be some hot oatmeal, and hopefully I can do this. When you've done something for a long time, it becomes secondhand, natural, like riding a bike. It becomes very easy, you don't really have to think about it at all. That's how it's become for me when it comes to drawing. I can make a doodle, and I don't really have to think about it. The only time I have to think deeply about the drawing that I'm creating, and every line, and precisely making every line nice and crisp on the paper, as if I'm doing a realistic drawing of a portrait, or maybe doing a very intricate doodle with my roaching isograph, with a smaller nib, or drawing in my moleskin sketchbook. When I create these drawings in my moleskin sketchbook, they take anywhere from 2 hours to 8 hours to create. And because of this, I spend more time in them. I use a smaller nib to create the drawing, and therefore, I really think about every single line that I'm making. But when I'm creating these doodles, I don't really put too much thought into it. I just relax, and I have fun creating it. It's like that with other things in life when you've done something for a very long time. Have you ever gotten in your car to go somewhere, and you drive to the location that you want to go to, and you completely forget to drive? Because after you've drove to so many places as you've gotten older, you don't have to think about it. You just do it. I don't know if it's bad that I have drove to places for half an hour and forgot why I even went there. And then I sat there thinking, what did I come here for? I've done that before when I had to go buy some food at a grocery store when I was low on food. I walked in and I thought, I don't even remember why I came here, but I know that I'm hungry. So I shopped around. That's happened to me a couple of times. It usually happens to me when I'm very focused on drawing, and I've done so many drawings and made so many videos that I get to the point to where that's all I'm thinking about. My mind is preoccupied by thinking about that. So then if I drive somewhere, I'm just thinking about drawing. And then I get there and I forget why I even went there. But things are going pretty good at the moment. I've still been doing a lot of doodles as usual. And the drawing that I'm doing here, as you can see, is a doodle in my Strathmore sketchbook with a Sharpie. This is an ultra fine point Sharpie, and I am almost out of them. Most of them have been used up. When I try to make a line with them, the marker fades. It doesn't really make lines properly how I want them to be, but I just press a little bit harder and the marker makes the line then. So I've used almost all of them. I probably had maybe 200 of these, and I've used up most of them already. The three things that I use mostly for doing most of my doodles would be the roaching isograph. Second would be the Lamy Safari fountain pen. And third would be the Sharpie Ultra Fine Point Marker. And what I like about the Sharpie Ultra Fine Point Marker is that I can almost draw on anything, whereas with the rotating isograph I had to be very careful, and the Lamy Safari is more versatile. I can draw on rougher surfaces, but still I have to be careful. With the Sharpie, you can draw on anything with it. You can draw on wood even. I don't think you can draw on rocks. Maybe you can, but it might damage the end of the nib of the Sharpie pretty quickly. So I think you're probably better off not drawing on rocks or jagged surfaces like the side of a mountain or on concrete. I think you'd be better off using paint if you're to paint on concrete or make art on it. I don't think a Sharpie is going to work very long. Although I did do a drawing one time on a wall that was really rough, and I used big Sharpies for it. I did go through a lot of Sharpies during that time. I actually still have them. That was from about 2.5, 3 years ago already. Time sure is going by quick. It seems like I do drawings and more drawings, and I feel like I've drawn the same thing over and over, and then I look and every drawing is somehow different, even though I feel like I'm drawing the same pattern. I'm not sure. I spend a lot of the time when I'm drawing just putting a podcast on, or I just put on a whole playlist of music. I have the music play while I'm drawing. I think about things, I'll think about what they're talking in the podcast about, and I just have fun with it. Drawing anymore for me has just become, I don't really have to think too much about it. I just create things, and that's how I'm able to do so many drawings. I think if you just start doing something and you don't think too hard about it at first, just start doing it and have fun with it. And then as you start getting more skilled with it and you're spending more time doing it, these things in the beginning that were more difficult, you won't have to think about it so hard. It's the same for me when it comes to video editing. When I first started using professional video editor, it was very complicated, and I didn't know what all the little different buttons and color grading and all that, how that worked. But after I used it for a while, I figured it out, and now I'm pressing key commands and shortcuts and everything, and I don't really have to think about it. Whereas in the beginning it was super complicated, but I started out somewhere, and that's the main point. It's just starting it, getting it done, having fun with it. And then as things get easier, because you don't have to think about the basic controls of whatever it is that you're doing or the basic introduction of it, then once that's taken care of, then everything else just becomes pretty easy and fun and relaxing. Things that can be difficult, stressful, can end up being relaxing. Like when you first start drawing, you want to try to draw things realistic and detailed, and you're trying very hard and it's stressful. And then a couple years later, depending how long it takes you to get there, you're relaxed. You draw things without even thinking about it. And sometimes you draw many things and don't remember even drawing it. Just like the times when I drive to a store or drive somewhere and forget the entire drive there or why I even drove there in the first place. If you like, share this video with your friends, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to see more content, videos, and me rambling on about completely random topics. If you have any topic suggestions or something you'd like me to draw, go ahead and comment in the video below, and I will read it and get to you as soon as possible. Until then, thank you for watching, and have a good day out there. I will see you in the next video. See you later.